It happened 3 years ago when I was 17. I was desperate for a job to help pay off my college fees. After searching for months, I finally landed a position at McDonald's. It wasn't the healthiest place to work, but it was convenient, and the hours were flexible. To make my boss happy, I was willing to take whatever shifts he assigned me, whether it was day or night. For the first 3 months, I had only worked during the day, but things were about to change. One day, my boss called me into his office. He told me I had gained enough experience after 3 months and was ready to take on night shifts. He warned me that the late hours could be pretty quiet and asked if I had any issue with that. I told him no. He seemed pleased and informed me that I would start my night shifts on Saturday from midnight until 5 a.m. Saturday night came, and I arrived at McDonald's at 12 a.m. My manager gave me a long list of tasks to complete. Refill the ketchup, mayonnaise, and barbecue sauce, clean the floors, and set the tables. Once he finished explaining, he left for the night. The restaurant was eerily quiet, but I didn't pay much attention. I had plenty of work to do and just focused on finishing it. Time passed quickly, and before I knew it, it was 2 a.m. I found it strange that no customers had arrived. The place was completely empty, but I didn't think much of it. I just wanted to get my tasks done so I could report to the manager the next day. While arranging coffee cups on the table, I suddenly had this unsettling feeling, like someone was watching me. I tried to shake it off, telling myself that it was probably just the exhaustion playing tricks on me. But then, I couldn't help but glance toward the window. Outside, I saw a strange black shape. At first, I thought it was my imagination, but the longer I stared at it, the more real it seemed. It looked like someone was standing outside watching me. Who would be standing out there at this time of night? I tried to convince myself that it wasn't anything important and continued working, but the feeling of being watched wouldn't go away. After a few minutes, I looked at the window again. Now the black shape seemed much closer. My heart began to race. Was it just a shadow, or had someone really come to the window? I quickly told myself it was all in my head. There was no way anyone would be out there at this hour. Exhaustion was clearly getting the best of me. So I decided not to look outside again and focused on my work. But then the air grew colder, and I heard something. A voice, barely audible, but clear enough to send chills down my spine. "I can see you. I can see you." I froze. My blood ran cold. Without thinking, I turned toward the window. My stomach dropped. There, outside, was a demon. Its eyes were blood red, glowing like coals in the dark. I couldn't breathe. It just stood there, staring at me. The demon's eyes seemed to pierce through me, and I knew I had to get out of there. Panicking, I rushed to the door and hung the closed sign up. I ran outside as fast as I could, my heart pounding in my chest. I got into my car and sped off, not even looking back. I didn't stop to explain what had happened to my manager. I knew he wouldn't believe me. Instead, I called him and told him I was sick and needed to go home. He let me leave without question, probably because I sounded so shaken. Driving home was a blur. I felt like I was moving on autopilot, just trying to get to safety. When I finally reached my house, I felt a wave of relief wash over me. I locked the door behind me and sat down, trying to make sense of what had just happened. But no matter how much I thought about it, I knew I couldn't shake that image of the demon's glowing red eyes. I decided then and there that I would never do another night shift again, even if it meant quitting my job. The experience was too terrifying, and I couldn't risk facing something like that again. I'd rather find another job, no matter how hard it was. And so, I never returned to the McDonald's night shift, and I'm not sure if I ever will. That strange, unsettling night is burned into my memory. Sometimes I wonder if it was all a hallucination or if something supernatural really did happen. But either way, I know one thing for sure. I will never forget that demon. I hope you enjoyed this story. If you did, please let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe for more creepy stories. I'll see you next time with something even scarier.